Wait until you can eat with us. Huh?
Yeah. When can you eat this? Noodle?
What'd you say?
He's big.
Oh.
He's really good respect with me.
Mm.
Noodle! Yo! Oh. Oh.
Good boy. You're lifting your head. Is that hard work? Is that hard work?
10 seconds left. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 땡! 이야! 트름 해야지, 트름. 한 번 더. 한 번 더. Yeah. Anyway, Rowan is today 9 weeks. It's 9 weeks today. Look at his head.
He's like little man. Like, how was it 9 weeks ago I gave birth to him? And I think around this time is when like all the chaos started.
What
Where,
chaos?
like I was trying to push and then
Ah,
went.
yeah.
9 weeks ago? Like that's a long time. I don't know. It's felt long and short.
Did you decide?
I think I want avocado on toast.
Yeah, I want flat white with scone.
Okay, please.
Nice flat white.
Nice. You're a flat white guy.
Yeah.
I got cappuccino.
I ordered scone.
Looks really nice.
And yours what? Tomato.
Avocado egg. This guy is continual movement.
Yeah. I'm glad our prawn is really small.
Yeah, it's really like dinky.
It's watching all the lights and this red and orange, yellow, green.
Nice and good. Look at the salt. It's like
Sea salt.
flaky sea salt. Oh, it's so nice. Yeah, I would always do jam first and then cream. Because I think the cream, it's easier to put the cream on top of the jam. So Glenn also started to cut it a weird way. Oh.
It's kind of digestive.
He dropped a piece. Oh, new place, new place.
What is this?
Yeah,
What's this sound?
that's why its eyes are so wide.
This size color is changing. It's very
I think it's
orange.
becoming brown, so it's mixing with the blue and looking like green.
Yeah.
Hazel?
Yeah, hazel.
Aww. Oh, you're eating it like that? Okay, I'll shut up. Eat your way, eat your way. It's just as a British person.
Okay, I eat like a British.
No, no, no. Do your way. Why are you smiling?
I can see from your face.
You know, right?
Oh.
That's why he was smiling suddenly.
What have you done?
Wait until you can eat with us. Huh?
Yeah. When can you eat this? Noodle?
What'd you say?
He's big.
Oh.
He's really good respect with me.
Mm.
Noodle.
Because it's like you ask question and you reply something.
Mama. Smiling. Oh yeah, so he got second vaccine,
No, these were his first.
but he got a vaccine. It was vitamin K.
Yeah, it was like
so
different, yeah.
basically he got a first vaccine. He got a jab on the side, like 2 times.
And one of them had 6 in it. It was 6 in one.
Yeah, 6 in. It's
6
not disease things.
Yeah. And then
As soon as when the nurse, the midwife, is it midwife?
no, just nurse.
Nurse jab on his thigh, his eyes suddenly gets really
Yeah.
big and they start to go really hard
He
cry.
did like scream.
Yeah, scream.
But he didn't cry for like a long time. Like he kind of calmed
Yeah.
down quickly.
Because I was holding it.
Yeah, you were rocking him. And then he had to get one orally as well, and he was drinking it really well. He didn't even spit any out.
Yeah, he liked
So
it.
the nurse was really impressed.
Yeah, also I remember one thing. So in UK, the baby paracetamol called Calpol.
Yeah, we could. That's the brand.
Brand.
You can get different, but Calpol is the most common.
It's kind of like America with 10 euro.
Oh, that's
something
the
like
kind of the only time we really do that. Calpol's like the most famous like baby paracetamol in the UK. I clearly remember having Calpol. The taste was so nice.
Was it strawberry
It's
taste?
strawberry.
I think I remember, but I
Yeah.
don't like the taste.
Oh, I loved.
He tasted first time. Do you remember how he react? He like suddenly like closed his eyes and then like it's like like this. I don't know how to describe. I'm really impressed. So every time when he started eating our food, he will react like
Maybe
some
some babies as well gag,
really?
or because they're not used to having like thicker thing in their mouth.
Yeah,
Obviously, he's only used to liquid.
yeah.
And my milk, I think, is a little bit sweet, but obviously
Yeah.
that Calpol, it was sugar free,
Yeah.
but it's sweet.
He's like,
But he didn't really spit it out either.
yeah, he likes it. But like, you're surprised, right? Something trigger your something
Your
tongue.
tongue.
Yeah.
New taste. I guess like when you think when we have new flavor in our mouths, our tongues like, wow.
Yeah.
I really think like because already when we're eating something, he's watching very closely.
Yeah, and he just look at that spaghetti as well.
Like
Look at this.
maybe he's gonna be a good eater. I hope so.
He will.
You're not going to be picky eater.
No room for picky eaters.
Really? It's only 4 months. We can give him some food.
I want to give him first food. Juk.
Juk.
Can you give him? We can't give him soy sauce.
No
because
salt.
it's salt.
Basically, it needs to be soft.
Just vegetable then, right?
And especially the first few foods, we need to blend or squish it. So it's like, or like juky thing, yeah. And then he can start to hold like maybe a broccoli. Eat a broccoli. And we have to be careful with choking. You know? But I've seen so many videos of like people giving their baby a giant piece of steak. Because you can't
you
choke on
can't.
that.
Yeah.
And they like just suck it. Yeah. I think maybe, yeah, I'll make like pureed carrot and stuff.
One thing more we need to update. He loves music. I think he's not footballer. He's dancer or music producer or I don't know.
Yeah, he loves music.
Especially he loves Mike Jackson and Lady Gaga. I don't know why I played first time Lady Gaga song, but he started to move his head like
in rhythm.
I was really shook, so I screamed. But then he stopped and he started to cry.
Yeah, because he got like
I said too loud.
Oh.
He really loves music. 좋아.
Like he stays calm for a really long time when we're playing music.
Yeah. What's that song?
Yeah.
You want me to?
Are you telling a story? Are you
I
telling a story?
Actually, I need to speak in Korean.
Yeah, that's true.
이거 스파게티야. 맛있어 보이지? 어?
Oh yeah, he's following it.
Oh, what's this? What's this? Can you smell?
You're speaking English again.
Yeah, this is my problem. I can't.
You forget.
Yeah.
Because he needs to learn obviously the languages are so different, but the flow and everything, that he's hearing that right now.
Yeah, so we watched the Netflix documentary. So baby knows
The flow of the
flow
sentence.
and then stops.
Yeah.
So between word by word.
Yep. And the sounds of words going together. So they know when a word ends and a new word starts.
Yeah.
But obviously that's different for English and Korean, so he needs to hear the Korean as well. Because right now he's absorbing.
오늘 카페 가는 거 재밌었어? 너 카페에서 똥 쌌잖아. 카페에서 응아를 해서 우리 이거 커피 다 마시고 나가려고 하는데 옆 테이블 it's not 할머니.
Well, they're probably harmonies.
Like 할머니, group of 할머니. They said, "Oh, he's so cute," and I said to them, "I need to change his nappy." And one of 할머니 said, 너가 기저귀 갈 거지? Not you, husband.
Oh, not
you.
mom and dad.
Yeah. So I said, well, but I think we need to do it together. Because, yeah. Anyway, we couldn't find baby changing area.
Yeah, because it's just a little farm shop cafe, so they didn't have facility really.
그래서 밖에 작은 벤치에서 처음으로 야외에서 내피 체인지했어. 내피가 알았지.
People do all the time. Because I think right now, like, he's obviously, he's listening to us speak and making noise in response, and you can tell he's trying to talk. Like, he's so concentrating. Like, before he makes a noise, he's like, yeah.
And 로니한테 말을 하면은, say for example, I just said noodle, but he said like, like, noodle, like, Sudden, like, from, like, isn't it too soon?
You're right, he's only 9 weeks.
9 weeks and, like, trying to walk my sound, yeah.
That's why they said, like, his noise, we need to mock. And then, so he can hear, they said repeat his sound, wait, because he needs to process, and then he might say another sound.
He's growing so well and developing
and he's
everything.
Another thing, big thing, he started to learn about his hands, so he's bringing his hand to his mouth and sucking a little. This is really big movement, because knowing he has hands will lead to him grabbing, and this action, hand to mouth, is what needs to happen for eating. So the fact that sometimes he finds his hand and then he's like, oh, look at this, like, I have hand. That's a really big skill. So he started to do that, like, this week as well. And then one thing, when he found his hand and he started to suck his hand, it made him so calm. because it's like sucking tummy.
Mm.
Are you excited now? Why are you so excited? Hmm? Do you know, I still don't call him Rowan often. I just call him my baby.
I don't really
Say
used to say his name.
his name, yeah. I do try to say, like in the morning, like, good morning, Rowan. Like, so he's starting, he's to know his name. Hey.
포크. 포크, fork. And also we got his passport.
Because we'll be going to my home soon. It's going to be his first plane and our first big journey with him.
Yeah.
Literally, it's going to be a long... We're only going to Northern Ireland, but it's going to be a long trip.
One thing I'm really fond is in the UK. It's very generous about baby. They don't stare at baby.
They're very understanding, yeah. Because most people have babies, right? So, or they... So yeah, if he starts to cry on the plane, we don't need to stress because lots of people probably been in that situation, so they understand. If they don't understand, they're rude, mean people. Because there's a really good thing, like obviously some people can decide not to have children, but you can't decide other people's choice to have children.
But one thing is, we don't have the right. Well, we don't have rights to restrict them.
No, I know, but you also live in a world where children exist. So if they cry on a plane, that's life.
Sometimes, like some few parents, when the baby starts to cry, they don't care him. Just let them cry.
Yeah.
In public place, I don't accept that.
Yeah, you need to try your best to calm them. Yeah.
In public place.
Ooh, sir. Well, I will never forget when I flew to Korea. I was sitting beside this. I was on the aisle and I was sitting beside this couple. Or I was flying home. Sorry, I wasn't flying to Korea. I was flying from Korea back home. And they were just married. They were going on honeymoon. Somewhere in Europe. And there was this baby crying so much, like near, not right beside, but near us. And I could tell the parents were trying so hard to calm the baby, and like they were obviously stressed and they didn't want the baby to cry, of course. And the Korean couple beside me, like the girl, like she kept looking like this and deaf staring the family.
You shouldn't look at like this.
Like she was literally like deaf staring them as if to say like, you know, what the hell you're, and like they were putting on headphone and like really like that just causes more stress to those parents. They're trying so hard to calm their baby. They don't want their baby to cry. Do you know what I mean? And I just thought, to me that's just so rude. Like so rude. You're on a plane. There could be babies. Like you just have to accept it. It is it's annoying. Yeah, you want sleep or you don't want loud noise, but maybe you should buy first class ticket then. Do you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Oh. Anyway. You're tired, I think. You're tired. Sleepy baby.
Bye-bye.
Baby.
Bye-bye.
I think we're just the type of... He does everything. We're like, that was on purpose.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, you're tired. Should I rock you?